Hello and welcome to the in-news series of Drishti IAS. I am Ritu and today's session is about Waqf Board Amendment Bill 2024. I hope you all are doing fine. I am also great, and moving towards the points of discussion part. So first of all, we are going to discuss the news. After that, we are going to discuss what is the Waqf property. After that, we are going to discuss about the Waqf Board. And after that, we are going to discuss that what are the proposed amendments we have into this particular bill. And after that, we are going to discuss practice question for prelims. Before that, you have to like, share and subscribe to this DIS channel. Moving towards the news part. So recently, the Union government has proposed some changes into the Waqf Board, and that has created lots of controversy among the political arena. The opposition has attacked the Union government and they said that they are trying to encroach the rights of the minorities of this country, and they are also trying to attack the Article 26 of the Indian Constitution, which deals with the religious affairs of the minority community. So this is also about the thing, but what is the reply of the Union government onto this? The Union government has replied that the Muslim community themselves wants that there should be the regulation of the Waqf Board, and in order to give rights to the women's and children's, the government has decided that the amendment should brought to the Waqf Board. So this is the reply of the Union government onto this. So moving towards the next session. So next is about the Waqf property. So what is Waqf property? So it refers to the immovable or movable property dedicated to the God. So this is about the Waqf property, and this is basically used for the charitable purpose, and it can be either for public charitable purpose and also for the individual possession or individual descendant. So this is about the Waqf property, and it is non-transferable in nature because it is perpetually held in the name of the God. And it also proceeds that Waqf typically fund educational institution, graveyards, mosques and shelter homes. So this is the usage of the Waqf property, that whoever is contributing to the Waqf property, so what the usage of that property is, what the usage of that money. So it is basically used for the educational purposes, for the shelter homes, for the mosque, for the graveyard, for the religious purpose of the Muslim community. So this is about the Waqf property. Now we'll come to the Waqf Board. So this is a legal entity. This thing is very much important for your examination, that Waqf Board is a legal entity, and we have a members to manage this Waqf Board, and the board appoints custodian for each property to look after the property, and if any property is designated for the intended purpose, the custodian will look for that purpose is fulfilled or not. And we have also provision of Central Waqf Council, which got established in 1964, and this council aid and advise the state level boards across the India, and they also advises the central government and state government Waqf boards on the management of their properties. So their main aim is to advise the state government and central government in terms of the Waqf properties and Waqf boards. So this is about the Central Waqf Council, which got established in 1964. Now we'll come to the another aspects of the Central Waqf Council. So they have also power to direct them to furnish information to the councils, and they will also look the financial performance of different Waqf board and properties and various auditing kind of the things. So they have also this kind of the provisions. And because of this thing also, there was a new act which got passed in 1995, which was related to the Waqf Board, and that act has also amended in 2013. And what was the main point of that particular act? So that act has given a far-reaching power to the Waqf boards. So this is about the 1995 act. And in case of any dispute between the property related to any board, so there will be a tribunal, and the tribunal will decide that who is the actual possessor or who is the actual authority of a particular property. So a tribunal will decide. So this is about the Waqf board and property. Now we'll come to that what are the proposed amendments we have. So this time what Union government has proposed to the particular bill. So first of all we should see that what the name of this particular act. So the act has been renamed as Unified Waqf Management Empowerment, Efficiency and Development Act. So this would be the name of that particular act, and it also proposes to make registration with the district collector's office mandatory. So here if you'll see that last 1995 amendments, we do not have any kind of much role to the district collector, but this time district collector has a greater role. So first of all, if you have any property in possession of Waqf board, you have to register with the district collector, and district collector has this kind of authority that he or she will decide that whether this particular property belongs to the Waqf property or government property or any other possession. So it is the authority of the district collectors, and after that district collectors will make a report, and that report will be submitted to the state government. Before that you cannot declare any property as a Waqf property. So this is a change has been done into this particular bill. Now we'll have another kind of the change, that if you have any kind of problems related to the Waqf properties or boards or dispute in case of properties, you have to appeal the high courts. So this is also a different change, and in case of any suspicion, dispute, the property will not belong to the Waqf. So earlier in case of any dispute or things, so the property was belonging to the Waqf, but this time it will not belong to the Waqf. And here we have also provision of Waqf Mannama. So earlier if there was oral commitment and there was absence of Waqfnama, in that case also the property belongs to the Waqf. But this time Waqfnama is important, and without Waqfnama you cannot say that any property belongs to the Waqf. And here there is also a provision that Central Waqf Council will also have a member from women communities, also from the Union Cabinet Ministers and Ministers. So it has enabled that maybe the cabinet ministers or union minister does not belong to the Muslim community. So maybe there are chances that non-Muslim members will also be part of the Central Waqf Council. So these are the proposed amendments we have into this particular things. Now we'll come to the question part. The question is, who is the Chief Executive Officer in the context of the Waqf Act 1995? The executive officer appointed by the board under section 38, a member of the board. The Chief Executive Officer appointed under section 23, the chairman of the Central Waqf Council. So this would be very easy question for you. You have to answer this into the comment section. I hope you like this session. If you have any queries related to this session, kindly ask in the comment section. Thank you. Have a nice day.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.